Hey Tribe, thank you so much for joining me today. Wow, there's a lot of you. Are you guys ready for the Year of the Water Tiger? Type of 1 if you guys are ready. Nice. Thank you so much. Now, in this short session, I want to be talking to you about getting the most out of the Feng Shui and Astrology 2022 event that I am conducting and how you could prepare for it. So I think a lot of you probably have already registered for the event that is being conducted on January 7th, 8th, and 9th. How many of you here already have tickets to the event? Type a me in the comments right now. Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Is this your first year or is this like your second or third year? Wow, thank you. Now, for those of you who are new, who are considering joining my event, who don't know a little bit about the event and want to know, what's in the program outline and how do I prepare for it? Well, I prepared this session here just to answer those important questions. So let me share my screen with you now. So this session here is going to be called Getting the Most Out of the Feng Shui and Astrology 2022 event. And how do you prepare for it? And I'm also going to tell you the agenda for the 3 days, because usually when back in 2017, 2018, 2019, in my live events where it's attended, the last time it was done live on stage, it was for 12,000 people live. And I do it over one day. Okay, so now that we are doing this as a live stream event, we can separate it over 3 separate days. It's easier for you to watch online. And so for a lot of people who are new, who just got to know about metaphysics in the last 2 years, who are looking for self-help, who are looking for, a spiritual path for life transformation, who want to know what to do with the energies of the year, then this is the program that can get you started and give you the right tools to, to be able to thrive in the Year of the Water Tiger. So especially if you're new, you're probably like, oh, metaphysics, is it feng shui? Is it bazi? Is it astrology? What is it, right? So let me give you a basic introduction to what it's about and how you could prepare for this event. If you are new to metaphysics, if you're new to subjects like feng shui, astrology, or qigong, all these terms, right? The I Ching, you never heard of this before, or you heard of it before, but you don't know what it really is. Just understand that these are self-improvement tools. Okay, these are the traditional self-improvement knowledge that people use to understand the energies that affect their thoughts, their emotions. It's not so much about predicting the future, because people get this idea wrong. It's like, oh, I want to predict the future. Is the future going to be good or not? Well, there are challenges that we could expect, and I'll tell you a lot about this on the 2022. But don't just expect challenges and problems. We know that there are going to be some problems, but there'll also be opportunities where you could take advantage of, but you need to be prepared for it. That's what this Feng Shui and Astrology event is about. It's about preparation. It's about knowing, arm yourself with the right knowledge, prepare yourself so that when opportunity arises for you, you can see it. You're able to take advantage of it, being able to, excel and thrive despite the challenges that a lot of people might be facing at this, these difficult times. Okay, so now one of the things that that I'm going to be focusing on is about creating an actionable plan for the next 12 months. So it's not just about trying to forecast whether Water Tiger is a good year or not. I know a lot of people, oh, can you predict rat is good or not? Well, it's good if you do the right things, right? Or you do the things that is beneficial to you, right? Now, it's going to be bad even if you have the best animal signs, like if you get snake, for example, or you got a horse with great stars, right? But if you do shitty stuff, it's going to be a shitty year anyway. So if you plan ahead, right, having the right action at the right time, that will give you the edge. So not just 1 or 2 months, but what to do for the next 12 months, because we know that it is a time where 2020, right? It's a pandemic year and everyone was shocked. In 2021, people got used to it. 2022, what is it, right? It's about making that pivot. It's about making, the right transformation, the changes in order to make that progress, where people are like, the world's starting to open up. What is your actionable plan in the next 12 months? So based on your astrology chart, based on the feng shui of your house, we're going to work out what you can do. So it's not just about, is it good or is it bad? It's more like, let's make it great. Let's make things better. Let's make it improvements type of program. Okay. So I will be talking about the mechanics of fate and the fabrics of destiny. Now, a lot of people probably are thinking, is it fated, right? Is it like, if it's water tiger, you know, the year 2022, more of 2021, then, you know, it's going to be like shit, right? People already lost their jobs and there are floods in Malaysia. There are a lot of people suffering, right? So is it fate, or can we do something about it, right? So I think there are certain things that are beyond our control, yes, but there are a lot of things that are also within our control, right? In terms of our career, in terms of being prepared, in terms of our relationships, in terms of our energy wise, right? So our inner world is very important. If we have the right energies, if we can make better decisions, if we can manage our emotions better, if we can manage our energies better, we manage luck, we manage our destiny. And that's what we want to talk about, how we could look at these things from the perspective of the year of the water tiger. Okay, for those of you who are new, who are like don't know what this function astrology event is about, I started these events back in 2004, and those days were attended by like 30 or 40 people. The last time I did a live event, this was a picture taken in 2020 January. You could see we have 12,000 people in the room. So I've been doing this for some time now, and we're going to look at the whole idea of the program is to be prepared on what you need to do, instead of just saying, you know, is it going to be a good year or a bad year? For some people who are not prepared, for people who are, you know, opportunities come by and they don't see it, then it's going to be a bad year, right? But if you able to get prepared, be able to recognize the opportunities that come your way and take advantage of it, you want to have the right skill set, heart set, mindset, then I think no matter what the challenges are, you can actually make it great. Okay, I know some of you are like very eager. Tell me about this animal sign. Tell me about that animal sign. It's fun to know. I'll obviously talk about that, but I'll also talk about how you can use the good stars and bad stars. Not all stars are bad. If you use a bad star in a good way, then the question is it good or bad? If you use the so-called negative star, but in a good way, right? For example, star number 3, for those who know a little bit metaphysics, arguments and disputes, right? But it also is a star of courage. So if you understand that some people, right, need a little bit of courage to take the first step to change their jobs, for example, to start their own business, right? People always say, is it a good year to start a business? If you find the courage and confidence to start, then that's the key point, right? You need the courage. So this star, this energy can be used in that way. So you learn about that, right? So don't underestimate the role of chance in your life, right? Where you were born, who your parents are, who you meet along the way. Yeah, you know, these are things that are given to you, but how you see it from your perspective, how you interpret this information is very important, right? So some energies from, you know, they say, is this the stars affecting me and all that? Can it really affect me, right? Can you really apply astrology, you know, like this stuff in space, right, to my life? Well, if you just think about two things, right? Just think about the sun affects all life forms on Earth. Imagine there's no sun, even gravity wouldn't exist, right? So the moon affects tides, and that's 60-70% of water on Earth, right? And that's really powerful. And think about it, your body is made of 60-70% is water too. So when there's a full moon, right? If you're a happy person, you become more happy. If you're an emotional person, you become a little bit more emotional. If you're an angry person, you become more angry and crazier. So they're lunatics, you know, that's why there's this word called lunatics. So there is some influence by planetary influence. Of course, it's not 100%, it's about 30-40%. It does affect you in some ways. But think about the combined energy patterns. It's all vibrational energy. How you feel about something, how you think about something, your thoughts are energies too. Your emotions are energies. It takes the same amount of energy to hate someone and to love somebody, right? So if you could just transform those hatreds and worries and pains, those energies into powerful energies to propel you to do something about changing your life will change. So that's what astrology is about. That's what feng shui is about. Okay, so it's not so much you just thinking about, is it fated, right? Oh, the stars are bad. I'm going to have a crash this year. I offend the grand duke. It's going to be an accident year. No, it's not. When a person so-called fan tai sui or offend the grand duke, it's stated in the book to be careful, because you need to be careful. You see some, be careful. Careful of what, right? Be careful of being not mindful of certain things. You see, when we are less conscious, we have more accidents. We make decisions that we don't think about the consequences. When we become more mindful and conscious of our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, and what we do, and more conscious of what is happening, we make less mistakes. That's about it, right? So if you become more conscious about the energies through the study of feng shui and astrology, which we're going to talk about in this event, then you become more aware of two things. Number one, the possible problems that might come, but since you're aware of it, you can sidestep it, or you can recognize, oh, that's an opportunity. There's a chance for me to excel. This is something that I can take advantage of. So you become more conscious of it. That's the whole idea for this, the training, the 3 days training. Okay. So let me give you an example, right? So instead of just saying like animal science, like people say, like I see so many here, right? People say, oh, is rat good or not? Rat. I heard rat has got no good stars. Oh, I heard monkey is a clash with grand duke. Is it bad? Is it bad? Bad or good depends on what you do, guys. Bad or good depends on what you do. So I've already done a recording of all the 12 animal signs, but the way I do the event is I'm going to put it into groups of certain categories of events or perspectives, so it's easier to apply the information. For instance, right, there's a group that I call No Time to Die. What mean no time that you translate to Chinese is right? So which means what? It means it's this group. Yeah, it's a group of people that you will have a lot more responsibilities and stuff to do in 2022. Okay, which means your calendar probably will fill up, because you're gonna like have a long to-do list, because the energies for you in this year is going to be a lot more active. You see, when you have more energy, you will find things to do, or you become restless. All right, so these two animal signs, tiger and rabbit. Now, when I say tiger and rabbit, I know what you're thinking, guys. You probably, if you're new, right, to my astrology or my type of metaphysics studies, you're probably thinking, oh, I'm born near tiger, I'm born near rabbit. No, guys, you gotta plot out your entire astrology chart. At the end of this session, I'll tell you where to go to plot your chart as well. You actually have 4 animal signs, guys. 4 animal signs. I know some of you are like, huh? I thought I only have 1 animal sign. No, you're born in a year of a certain animal sign, but you're also born on the month of a certain animal sign. You're also born on a day of a certain animal sign and a hour of a certain animal sign, and also, guys, a luck cycle, this current luck cycle of a certain animal sign. So the different every year, when we say, let's say like this year, tiger and rabbit is extra busy, it will affect different aspects of your life, even if you're not born on the tiger or rabbit year, because you might be born on the tiger hour, or you might be born on the rabbit hour. Now, for those who are new, like, I've never heard of this before. Yeah, that's because you read too many newspaper or magazines that only talk about the year above. I mean, come on, right? Come on, guys. Think about it. It cannot be that if this 2022, let's just say, for example, rat is bad, the entire world, anyone born a year of the rat will just die instantly. It's not possible, okay? So, because you have 4 different animal signs and it affects different aspects of your life. So guys, you have your year of birth, your year animal sign represents your social circle, your friends, your industry, your opportunities in the market space. So when we want to say whether you look, let's say you're single, right, and you're looking for a partner, right? First, you don't look at relationships per se. You look at friends first. Anyone who can actually become a potential partner must first be a friend, right? You cannot be like, oh, I just fell in love with enemy, right? Not possible. So you gotta like look at the markets, whether you have the market, even if you're looking for a new job, right? Or you really want to study whether you can, if you're a marketeer or you're someone who's opening up new markets for yourself, then you want to know whether the market is ready or not. You look at the year. But the month animal sign governs or influences your work, your quality of your work, the opportunities in your workspace, your energy level at your work. If you are going full out, you're contributing, you're making a difference in the industry, or you're able to meet helpful people along the way, that we look at the month animal sign, the month of your birth. For example, if you're born in March, it's very likely that you have the rabbit sign in your birth chart. If you're born, let's say in June, you might have the horse, most likely, because that's the month of the horse in June. Okay, after June 6th, the month of the horse. So I know some of you are like, where do I get the charts, right? But I'll talk about it at the end of this this video, right? So the important thing is to remember that you have 4 different animal signs in your birth chart, and one we call the progressive chart. So the day governs your personal relationships. Okay, it governs how you feel, your emotional energy level for the year. It governs your own confidence level, your own whether you're comfortable in your own skin or not. So that's why it governs your personal relationship. So if that specific animal sign, it's a sign of great relationships or connectivity, then you'll find that in 2022, you probably connect much better with your spouse. But first, you must have a spouse or a partner, right? You may say, no, I don't have one, but can I look at this day pillar and see whether I'm going to find someone? Well, first you have to have someone to get married to someone. So this palace talks on marriage, right? So if you're talking about just finding someone to start a relationship with, that we don't look at the day, we look at a different animal sign. It could be from your workplace, it could be from your social circle. So if you understand astrology, I'm going to talk about this in the function astrology event, of course, 7, 8, and 9 of January, then you'll know which aspect will give you the best opportunities in 2022 to, well, meet someone interesting, right? The hour of birth governs investment opportunities, right? There are opportunities to invest in many, many places, but people don't see it. Not everyone sees it, right? If everyone knows about it, then it's common knowledge. Then obviously it's not going to be like the next big thing, right? Some people see it as an opportunity, right? That's because they put in the studies, they're able to see what other people don't see. So we study that from the investment, the hour pillar, right? And the day and the luck pillar talks about the general opportunities that you meet along the way, right? First, you got to get onto the road and into the battlefield, then you see that, right? So there are different ways to see it. So now back to my topic here, which I'm talking about, which is this called No Time to Die. Basically, you're going to get really busy. The reason why these 2 animal signs are a little bit more busier in 2022 or a lot more responsibilities is this. The tiger is the Grand Duke. The tiger is the Grand Duke is the tiger year, right? So as the Grand Duke, you're the leader. Now, Grand Duke is not a bad thing. It's like, oh, Grand Duke's bad, I need to go to the temple and pray. No, okay? Not like that, all right? This is very old. The praying in the temple is very old school, all right? So it's not about be careful of this, be careful. No, be prepared, not be careful, okay? So for those who are born with tiger, how many of you are born with the tiger year, tiger month, tiger day, or tiger hour? Type me in the chat right now, in the comments. Okay, so some of you are tiger, right? Tiger month is February 4th to March the 5th. You're born between this time, you're born in tiger month. It's the Grand Duke animal sign, right? The Grand Duke animal sign means that you are like the boss of the year, or like the key person, or the leader. Grand Duke is a leader star. So which means people look up to you to make decisions. That's why it's an important position. Now, the reason why a lot of times people say that it is a not so great star is because in the old days, you must know who wrote astrology. Some scholars who probably are very afraid of responsibilities. So the moment people look to them for decisions, oh shit, why you ask me? Ask another person. So they're scared, right? A lot of people don't want to take responsibility. Some people are not go-getters. So the question to you is, are you a go-getter? Are you afraid? Are you fearful? If you're one of those like, don't look at me, don't look at me, just don't ask me. You're one of those, then you are being the Grand Duke, it's going to be a shitty year for you because everyone's going to look up to you like, make a decision, come on, all right? But if you're someone like, I've been waiting my whole life to make decisions, to be able to be the boss for a change, right? To be able to, decide what to eat for dinner instead of asking that person, right? Or being able to like decide to change my job or decide to start my business, because decide to do something different, then it's a great year for you. So if you're a decision maker, you become a little bit busy, plan your year in terms of removing things that are irrelevant from your calendar. and only putting things that are important inside your calendar. That way you have things cleared up for decision-making time and thinking time. That will make it much easier for you to arrive at decisions that you need to make and decide. Don't kick it to someone else. That way you won't offend the grand dude. You are the grand dude. You make things happen. Okay, so it's a year for you to make things happen instead of wait for things to happen. Now, for those with the rabbit, how many of you have rabbit in your chart? Okay, now in perspective of no time to die means why you're busier this year, because you have this star called the sun. Okay, so now the sun, you're like, what's wrong with the sun? Well, this is a very interesting star in the Chinese astrology, because it is a star that gives out light, it warms the earth, right? It gives a brightness to other people. So it's a giving star. It takes care of other people. So obviously when you're taking care of people, if you're one of those people that feels that other people constantly take advantage of you, then obviously you're going to feel that it's going to be a bad year. I don't even have time for myself, shit, you know. But if you're one of those that, hey, you know, I like to make a difference in other people's lives. I like to show people the way. I like to help people transform. I have an urgent need to help other people. I feel that my life purpose, I feel great when I'm advising other people. I feel great when I'm able to see the smiles and bring smiles to others. I feel great when I'm able to teach other people something. Then this is your year. Busy, but worthwhile. Now, if you plan ahead, you could turn this so-called busyness and monetize it and make some money, because people are coming to look for you. That means the market is looking for you. Isn't it cool if you think about it this way? All this while people are trying to spend a lot of money on Facebook and Instagram and all that just to get advertising so that the eyes are looking on them. So people look for them. Here you are, people are looking for you. It is a great thing. Do not discharge it. So I'm going to say that if you are someone who is not shying away from responsibilities, are able to add value in other people's lives, are willing to add value to other people's lives, then it's going to be a great year for you, even though, yes, you have so-called less time in 2022. Okay, but that's okay, because now it's worthwhile. At least you get paid. Learn ways to monetize your time. A side gig would be great. As to what side gig, we'll talk about this in Function Astrology 2022. That'll be on January 7, 8, and 9. Now, another animal sign that I call the eye catcher. Any of you have rat in your chart? Rat? You got rat, born rat year, rat month, rat day, rat hour. Now you got to plot your Bhattacharya chart. Some of you like, I don't know where to plot chart. I'll tell you at the end. Okay, I'll tell you at the end. All right, relax, chill. Okay, so just the year is only one of the signs. You could have rat if you're born in December, anywhere from December 6th to about January the 5th, you are born in a rat month. If you're born between 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., you are born in a rat hour, guys. So you have rat. Okay, you just didn't know it because you all this while you thought Chinese astrology is only based on a year. It's not. It's quite detailed. So on January 7, January 8, specifically January 8, I'll talk a lot about how you can see the animal signs from this perspective. Now, what I mean by eye catcher? Well, eye catcher basically means your popularity factor hits the roof, right? Now, you could be popular for good reasons, or you could be popular for bad reasons. You could be famous or infamous, all right? So the question is, what do you do, right? What do you do? Because you have this star called Red Chamber and Goat Blade, right? Now you may, what the hell is this stuff? Don't worry about the technicalities of this stuff. Okay, I interpret the stuff, just to know what happens. People do somehow get attracted to you at first glance. Your first impressions are very important. So you gotta maybe have a stadium pitch. Now, what the hell is a stadium pitch? A stadium pitch basically is if you are introduced to someone in the first 10 seconds, what would you say that will make a positive impression? You're probably like, I never thought about that. Well, think about it now, because this is the year you become an eye catcher, right? So if you're going to be popular for good reasons, at least have value. Otherwise, you lack the substance. Wrong. Popular in what aspects? If it's a year above, you're probably looking at the market may have heard of you, right? If it's in the month above, probably in your workplace, well, a lot of people are finding, hey, you're known for something in your workplace, right? Your brand becomes a bit stronger. Branding is an extension of what you do day in, day out. Branding is not something you slap onto a piece of paper and just broadcast it outside, right? If you are someone that comes late to work every day, that's your brand, by the way, okay? So your consistent actions creates your brand. If it's on a day, right? Well, that's great, because obviously your spouse or your so-called partner finds you a little bit more, popular, you know, maybe a bit jealous, little bit of jealousy is fine, a little bit envious is fine, because now it's very important to that person, right? So on the hour above, it might make a little bit difference, because hey, you know, you might see a lot of things that are more valuable than they are. So things might be a little bit overpriced from your perspective. So that's how you see the interpretation. I'll tell you more in the event, but this is an example of what we're going to talk about. Okay. Now, for some of you, you might talk about, hey, you know, how about opportunities and property luck? Well, I call this the monopoly man, right? Or the monopoly woman. So there are these 3 stars, particularly when it comes to properties. There are some opportunities. They're all different for all 3: snake, horse, and monkey. How many of you have snake, horse, or monkey in your destiny chart, in your birth chart? Now, not just snake year, horse year, and monkey year, guys. Okay, put in the comments. Okay, so snake month, horse month, or monkey day, for example. Okay, so now what are these 3 signs about? Well, because snake has jade hall. Jade hall is kam yok mun tong in Chinese, so it means that value of an asset has increased, which is great, but you first need to have the asset. So it's January now. The year transits on February 4th to the year of the water tiger. So the question is, do you have an asset? If not, create one or get one, right? Otherwise, how are you going to get the exchange it for value? Asset can be knowledge too. Yeah, your knowledge, your brand is an asset too, you know. So that's for snake, if you know how to use it, right? And if you have properties, you must learn how to position it. Depends on where the snake is. If the snake is in the hour pillar, it's great. Okay, you bought an hour of the snake. Wow, your value of your transaction, you might be able to sell your property in a good price. Okay, so you think about, look into that aspect. A horse has the star called golden lock. Of course, this actually do represent people paying you more than the market price for something that you're selling. But first, you must know how to close the deal. So I would recommend, if horse is in your month or horse is in your hour pillar, learn how to close. At least be able to make an offer and be able to close the offer. If you say, I don't know, I thought you say it was good, but you know, the opportunity, I can't close it. That's because you don't have the skill set. So there are many horses in the world. Only those who can close, you're going to get it, right? So that's what I mean by preparation. And monkey, you may say, monkey, I thought it's Clash Grand Duke. Yeah, monkey, Clash Grand Duke. There are a lot of shit things that can happen if you're not careful. But on the flip side, there's also a great thing that could happen is properties could change hands, or huge assets could change hands. Now, if you say, I don't have an asset, no problem. Do other people have one that they need to flog off or sell a product that you could be an affiliate partner? You need to drop ship something. There's so many ways to use this particular star, especially for monkey, because next year, it's not just a water tiger year. There are 3 tigers in the chart that will clash monkey. A clash means significant changes. So if you're one of those who will now use this, then probably you'll be thinking, hey, you know, since I don't have a big piece of land or property or asset, maybe I could help somebody do that who has, all right? Whatever you don't have, it's not just about you trying to sell something, unless you're a snake, of course. But if you're a monkey in your chart, in the month of birth or the hour of birth, then maybe you can help others, because it could be part of your job or your work to do something different, okay? So there's so many things you could be doing. And as you can see, FSA, function astrology, this year is very much different. It's a little bit more special because firstly, it's probably the last virtual event we're doing, because after this, I'm most likely going back to live events. So if you're listening to this session right now from a different country and you've never attended a function astrology event, Joey Yap function astrology event before, this might be your last chance to attend it virtually. Because then after, you probably have to travel to Malaysia. Probably you like traveling, which that is great. But for those of you who can't travel, then this would be a great opportunity to do so. Okay, and as you can see, I've redesigned the content to give you a lot of time to reflect, and in different categories, because it's over 3 days. Okay, back in those days, I conduct function astrology in 1 day. Now I conduct function astrology over 3 days, and each day on specific aspects of the year. Okay, let me tell you what they are, right? It's all about upgrading the energy and resetting your 2022. Okay, so if you have a not so great 2021 and been stuck somewhere, then I will tell you how you could use the energies of 2022 to a reset. Okay, and for those of you who are thriving, right, who want to keep the momentum going, then how do you capitalize on the year of Water Tiger? So this is generally 2 aspects. And How we're going to approach this is through 5 things, right? About having the courage. Now, you have courage and confidence when you are competent, when you know something, right? When you have more knowledge, you will have a bit more courage, right? Because you now understand what affects you. And you will also appreciate what you already have. You will have gratitude. And the reason why we need to talk a little bit about gratitude is because when there's gratitude, there's no anger and fear. All right. If you're angry, like, oh, JY, why are you so optimistic all the time? It's a bad year. You can't just tell us it's going to be shit. Why are you so angry all the time, right? You're not optimistic because, you don't have gratitude, right? If you have appreciation and gratitude that you're still okay now, you're still here, you're still capable of doing something different, that you still have a family with you, you have somebody with you, you're still alive, for example. If when you find something to have gratitude over, fear and anger disappears. Let's look back in retrospect, which I'll talk a little bit about in the year of in the event, and then find how we can move forward, right? It can also be a year of healing for quite a number of you, because maybe 2020 and 2021 has been a difficult year. Maybe you need to heal emotionally, heal your heart and heal your mind, because otherwise you can't move forward. You're traumatized, right? Traumatized, can't do anything. Well, change that, right? Or maybe you need a real vision moving forward, right? And you probably don't know what else you could do right now because you don't see the possibilities. Well, come to the event, right? We're going to talk about, well, here could be a possible vision to move forward. It's something you could think about, right? An idea of how you can move forward. And for those of you who already have momentum, maybe it's time to contribute back to your family, to your companies, to your friends, to the people who you care for, right? That's about contribution. So I divided this way. On day 1, we're starting, January 7th is day 1 of the event. And we're going to start we're going to start exactly at 8 p.m. Okay. And the theme is about hindsight, insight, and foresight, where the theme is mainly the astrology chart of the year and Chiman. I will obviously talk about the outlook for the year of the tiger, the anticipate the next curve and phases, which is actually important for the year, and deep dive into this thing called the Mother Earth Oracle. The Mother Earth Oracle has been extremely accurate for the year 2020 and 2021. Let's see what it says in 2022. Okay. And I'm going to be talking about dates and times where you could use for cleansing and renewal of your personal energies. Meaning, if you don't bring the old shit to the new year, all right? You bring your old shit to the year of the water tiger, you have to deal with this old shit energetically. Let's eliminate that, right? So you don't have to deal with this old shit. At least start fresh energetically, right? And activate your intuition, because I think with more intuition, you recognize opportunities, or at least you're able to avoid the bad shit in your life, right? Not add on to these problems of your life, right? And how do you increase your sphere of influence? And how do you write the story of your 2022? So this will be done in the first day, and I expect about 2.5 to 3 hours. Depends, right? Depends on the live questions that we are going through on that day. So yeah, we're going to start at 8 p.m. Malaysia times, GMT +8. So if you're logging into the live stream from wherever you are, you got to do the translation of GMT +8. So I don't know what that time is in New York or in Los Angeles or in Hong Kong. But Hong Kong is the same time, by the way. So it might be different in India or in the UK, but it's 8 p.m. Malaysia time or GMT +8. Okay. Day 2 and day 3, day 2, we start at 2 p.m. on the 8th of January. Take note of this, guys. We start at 2 p.m. and this is generally what I've planned. I plan on talking about personalization and turning information into action. So you know about 2022, right? What do you do with that? What do you do with this information? Well, we'll talk about mechanics of fate and destiny. We talk about luck management formula. We'll talk about it's like an instruction manual for 2022 based on the 12 animal signs that you have in your birth chart. So you got to have your birth chart for day 2 and your family's birth chart as well, and all your enemies as well, just in case, if they're really good, don't befriend them again, right? So I've key points like, titans of 2022. What are titan animals? Who is Elon Musk? What is Elon Musk, you may say? Well, that means what you say can actually affect the outcome. Some people, we say this fella is pro mouth, but it's when they say bad things and bad things happen. What if you say good things and good things can happen too, right? So there's certain stars that affect, your verbal energy. or the fast and the curious, right? People who are biggest transformation and changes in 2022, and what's going to change? Career change, relationship change, wealth change, right? Or properties exchanging hands, or you might actually go through spiritual transformation. What is it, right? Let's find out. So career and professional development advice on the second day, starting at 2 p.m. And what are the biggest pitfalls that you need to take note of and avoid them for the year. And on day three, we're starting at 2 p.m. at Malaysia time, again, 2 p.m. on 9th of January. We're talking about attracting abundance and amplifying your impact to the world. So we're talking about invisible forces that can shape your lives. We're going to talk about the 5 ways to increase your income in 2022 from perspective of metaphysics. We're going to talk about aligning your strategies with the annual flying stars. This is all feng shui based, as you know, or achievement goal-based activities and other important auspicious dates that we're going to be talking about. So really, all 3 days are different, and take note of the starting time. Day 2 and 3 starts at 2 p.m. 8 and 9 January, and day 1 and 8 p.m. Malaysia time. That is GMT plus 8. Okay, so here are the 3 things that you need to do right now. You got to go to joeyup.com/bzchart. Remember I told you where to plot your chart? You go there and plot your chart now. Go to joeyup.com/bzchart and plot your birth charts. You, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your grandparents, your enemies, whoever you know, the charts, have it ready for the event. Okay, have your house plan ready, your floor plans, because we are talking about transformation. Some transformation is both internal, right? But some transformation is external. So where you can use your home's energies to help you make some transformation and changes. That's called feng shui. And join my Telegram channel. It's going to be on joeyup.com/telegram. And because that's where we're going to give out announcements and send you notes during the event. Okay. Now, the thing is, I would add something here extra, is to get your television ready at home, because so your whole family can watch at the same time, right? So it's like you get one ticket and your whole family watches it. It'll be fun, right? So I don't mind you watching and participating at the same time. It'll be a lot of fun learning about the year together. Okay, so plug your computer to the 70-inch TV that you have at home, or the projector, and then blast it out, and I'm sure you can enjoy the event together. So there will be 2 different sessions, one Cantonese, one English. The English session is 7, 8, and 9 of January. Take note of the times. I put it about 3 hours a day, it's plus minus around that time. Because I have a lot of content, this is going to be extra value for you, for those who have attended my events that I did for like only an hour and a half a day. Now I'm going to extend it a bit more because I have more to talk about. It's going to be 8 p.m. to about 11 p.m. And then January 8th, starting at 2 to 5 p.m., January 9, 2 to 5 p.m. Okay. And for those who speak and understand Cantonese, I will be conducting this on the 21st to the 23rd of January. Okay. There are different dates. These are totally in Cantonese. Take note, there are different languages right here. Okay. And now here's how you get to register. It's joeyup.com/FSA 2022. Okay. Right now, as you're watching this, the price of the tickets is only $27. That works out to be less than $9 a day. Okay, this is $27 US. So the price will go up very soon because we have different tiers as we pass certain days closer to the event. So check out the pricing right now on joeyup.com/FSA 2022. So all the details that you need about this event and the registration to watch this, it's there. And do get connected earlier, get all the details earlier, be on the Telegram. And I'm sure that this event, if you have never attended before, it will be life-changing, okay, if I may say so myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun watching it with your spouse, your family, your kids, your friends. So do join me and tell your friends to join me and get your charts ready and for an amazing weekend ahead. So I'll see you on January 7 to the 9. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.